This is what we are making today, faux leather sports themed earrings. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. In today's tutorial, we are making faux leather earrings. I need to use up some of the faux leather that I purchased. I am going to give a big shout out to Amy Romeo because she is the queen of faux leather. I'm not even considered as the Duchess. But I got through this process and I'm going to show you everything I know step by step. At the end of this video, if you find it helpful, please remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let's look at the materials and dive right in. The materials I'm using for this tutorial include my Cricut Maker, the HTV Rod Mini 3 heat press, 4 colors of Caesar glitter vinyl. I'm using white, bronze, galaxy black, and copper. I'm also using a roll of white faux leather. I'll use a weeding tool, a Cricut heat press mat, these pliers to put the jewelry together, some jewelry earring hardware, and I'm also using parchment paper. I'll be using the purple strong grip mats, and everything will be designed inside of Cricut Design Space. I am in Cricut Design Space, and the first thing I'll do is go over here to images and I'll do a search for basketball. And since it's one of my recent searches is already showing right here, I'll click on basketball. When I did my search, I was looking for a ball that did not have any color already filled in and one that had a thick border. So I'm going to select this one right here and I will close the images out. Now, because I'm using faux leather and it's going to be multiple layers, I'm going to have to contour this and I'm going to show you how to do it. So first I'll bring the view on my canvas down to 50% and I'm going to start to create the layers. This first layer will be black glitter vinyl and it's going to be these black lines. I'm going to right click and duplicate this layer. And this second layer will represent the inside layers or the part of the ball that is going to be brown. Then I'm going to right click and duplicate this. And this third layer will actually be flat because this is going to be the faux leather layer once I show you how I create it. So what I'll do first is bring this layer down and start to contour it. The contour is the option that's to the far right and the bottom right corner of the screen. I'll click on contour. I like to bring the image down to the bottom left corner of my screen so that I can see what's happening as I contour. I'll click on this outline. So all I see now is the inside parts or the inner layer of the basketball. And now I can close this out and I can see that this is going to be my inner layer, and I can change this to, it's my heat press turning off. And now I can see that this will fit perfectly inside here. Okay, so I have these two layers. This layer, I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to go to contour. I'm going to select hide all contours, and I have a flat layer here. Okay, I can close this out. Now what I'm going to do with this layer is right click and I'm going to duplicate it. Both of these layers will be cut together and I'm actually going to press them together. This is going to be faux leather. This is going to be glitter vinyl. I'm going to add this same color of glitter vinyl on the back of my faux leather so to reinforce it a little bit. Okay, so I have my 4 layers. I'm going to go ahead and select all 4 of them and I will click align and I want to center them and I'm going to resize them. I'm bringing the size down to right at about 2.0. Okay, like that. And I will duplicate this. Okay, I'm going to right click and I'll click duplicate. So now I have my 2 earrings for my basketballs. All right, so I can just move all of this over and out of the way. We can continue. Now the next ball I'm going to make is the football. So I can click on images and do a search. I can close this out. I've already searched for a football. I can select it right here. Remember, I do not want a football that's already filled in. I want one that is not filled in, that has bold lines. So I'm scrolling down. I don't want this one because of this extra shape right here. I don't want that. I don't want this one is filled in. This one is perfect. It's not filled in. I'm going to follow that same process for the football. So I'm selecting the football. I know I need the layer. This layer is actually going to be white. So let's change the color of the canvas to this gray just so we can see it. Okay, so I'll change the color to white and I will right click and duplicate this. Now this, I'm going to need to create a layer for the inside and a flat layer. I'm going to click duplicate again. This layer, I'll bring it down. I will click contour. I'm selecting the outline, so I'm left with the inside part. This is going to be, let's just change it to this orangish color. So this will be the fill in part. Let's bring the third layer down. We're going to contour it and we will select hide all contours and we will duplicate this layer. Okay, so now I have my 4 layers for my football. I can select everything, align, center, and we will bring this down to right at about, let's do 2.0 also. Let's just change that size to 2.0. Okay, I think that's great. And we will right click and duplicate it. Okay, so we have our footballs now. Now let's do the last one, which is for the baseball. We will go to images, do a search for baseball. Remember, we're looking for an image that is not filled in. And we want one that kind of has bold lines. Now this one looks really good. I don't think the lines are that bold. Let's see if there are any other options. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Let's go with this one. All right, we're going to follow that same process one more time. We are going to right click and duplicate, right click and duplicate. Remember, we start with 3 layers each time. We bring the second layer down and we are going to click contour. We only want the inside now. We'll close this out. We'll change the inside of this to white. Okay, like that, because it's going to fit in there just like that. And then we will bring the third layer down, go over to contour. We are going to hide all contours. So we have our flat piece, which will represent the faux leather. And then we will do what we've always done, which is duplicate. All right, so we have our 4 layers for our baseball. Now, what we will do is we will select all 4 layers. We will arrange and center, and we will resize this to, let's do 2.0 like we have done with the others, 2.0. And you can make yours, the size that fits you best. And we will right click and we will duplicate. Now we have our baseballs, our basketballs, and our footballs. Because I am going to be pressing the faux leather layer to the glitter vinyl, I do want to make sure I separate those layers from the other layers. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Let's just change our lines or our border of our baseball. Let's just change this to red so it is cut on a separate mat. We will keep these in white because this is going to be white glitter vinyl. This is faux leather and this is faux leather. This is going to be glitter vinyl and glitter vinyl, but it's all going to be really cut together. So let's just keep that, let's make that gray so we know what these layers are. All of these layers will be this gray color. Our faux leather layers will be the gray color. All right, let's see what's going on with our footballs. All right, so we have our white for the laces. We have the inside parts, which are that brownish or copper color. And then we have what will be on this will be the faux leather layers. Okay, so all of that will be gray. Okay, and then let's see what's going on with our basketballs. All right, so let's separate this. See what we have. All right, so we have the brown parts, which will be the ball, and we have the black, which will be the outlines. That's black glitter vinyl. This is faux leather, glitter, glitter. So these four will also be glitter vinyl. So I need to select these and change them to the gray. And we are good to go. So I'm going to have a black layer of that's glitter vinyl, a brown layer, this orangish layer, white, and then I'm going to have a layer that's all gray, and then white here and red. So now let's click save, and we will call this faux leather sports earrings. Save. And let's go ahead and click make. Okay, so all of this is basically faux leather, and because I pressed the glitter vinyl to the faux leather before cutting, I ended up only needing 2 of each shape instead of 4. You'll only need 4 if you're not going to press ahead of time. The remaining mats were cut with the glitter vinyl with more pressure setting. Each mat was mirrored. Everything I'll do from here will be back on the camera. Let's start with the faux leather and glitter vinyl sets first. So I started with just cutting enough faux leather and glitter vinyl so that it would accommodate the sizes I needed. The heat press is set to 320 degrees for 15 seconds. I didn't use the timer each time. I kind of just went across the glitter vinyl with parchment paper on top. And I didn't keep track of if it was 15 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever. After a few seconds, when I felt like the glitter vinyl was adhered to the back of the faux leather, I removed the backing and I just continued to press the other 2 sets of faux leather and glitter vinyl. I pressed again for a few seconds, and don't forget to remove the backing before you place the glitter vinyl on the mat. Now I have the 3 pieces of faux leather with the glitter vinyl behind it, and I am going to use the faux leather paper thin setting with more pressure, and I am going to get this cut out. If it doesn't cut all the way through the first time, I will just check and then I'll send my material through to be cut a second time. I ended up adding some painter's tape after the first cut just to keep the faux leather in place. After I was sure that the glitter vinyl and the faux leather were cut all the way through, I removed the mat, and then it was time to start with the other vinyl. I quickly loaded the rest of the mats and got the rest of the layers cut. After they were cut, it was time to get each layer weeded, and then it was time to start putting the earrings together. I think it's best if we go to an overhead view so that I can show you how I line them up and press them. Start with the baseball first. I suggest lining up the 2 layers of glitter vinyl before pressing them onto the faux leather. So I'm pressing on the pretty side of the faux leather, but I'm making sure my layers line up. Once I have the white layer in place, I press that for a few seconds. I don't think I was consistently using the timer each time. I was just going over it for maybe 5 or 6 seconds. Then I press the outer layer on top of that. And once again, not consistent with the timer, just going over it. I was using, I would say, medium pressure. The heat press is set for 320 degrees. I kind of think it's best if you let the vinyl cool down before you peel it away. Same thing here. I lined up the outer layer and then I put it on top of the faux leather. I pressed it for a few seconds. And then once I felt like it was adhered to the faux leather, remove the backing and press that top layer second. Okay, and it'll line up and lay down perfectly. I think this is the best way, but you'll find the way that works best for you. Okay, I followed this same process for the basketball and for the football. Let's look at that one more time. I have my footballs. I'm lining up the layers before I start pressing. Once I feel like I have it right, I start with the inside layer. I press it for a few seconds, maybe 5 or 6. I put the parchment paper on top and then I press for an additional maybe 10 seconds. I think it's, once again, I think it's best to let the vinyl cool down just a little bit before peeling the backing away. Okay, so this is my process. Let's see what they look like. I am going to power off my mini heat press and start to get the jewelry added to these. I love, 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 love the way they turned out, but I am not going to bore you with having you watch me put these jewelry pieces on. I am going to go do that off camera, and when I come back, these will be earrings. But hopefully you have found this whole process helpful and you are in love with at least one pair of these, because I love all of them. But let me go ahead and get the jewelry put on and then I'll come back and then we will get ready to land this plane. In preparation for the jewelry attachment, I poked holes in the top, not too close to the top, with my Cricut weeding tool, and then I got started. Okay, so this is the finished product. Now, I will say that at first when I started putting the earrings on there, the jewelry on there, I was using the set from this kit right here, but these were just too small for me to work with. I actually had another set on hand. That's the benefits of being a shopper. These had bigger pieces to work with. I used my Cricut weeding tool to punch the hole. I kind of got as close to the top as I needed to attach the hardware, and then I used the jewelry pliers in order to, you know, open the hooks and get everything connected. But I love, love, love the way these turned out, and hopefully you found this process helpful. If you did, remember to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching.